Would I be the a-hole if I keep siding with my grandparents in my mom's lawsuit against them? My mom is suing my grandparents so she can get $250,000 out of the college and future funds my grandparents saved for me, 17 male, and my brother, 15 male. They're our dad's parents. He died when we were little kids, and I guess they started saving where he couldn't. Mom got married again 4 years after Dad died. We have a step-sibling and 2 half-siblings. The reason Mom wants the money from the college and future funds is because a year ago, one of my half-siblings was diagnosed with a medical condition that can cause massive bone issues. There's a surgery that can help, but it costs a lot of money. And even with it, my half-sibling will need a wheelchair and other medical equipment for a while. My mom wants money for the wheelchair and the surgery, so she asked my grandparents for the money 5 months ago, and they said no. Then she told me and my brother we needed to get the money to her. She said the rest can stay, but she needs the $250,000. We said no, and we were grounded for a month. Mom got a lawyer to try and make my grandparents give her the money. She said anything that was mine and my brother's, she had a right to decide how it was used. Their lawyer said no. That's when Mom filed the lawsuit, and I told her she was wrong when I found out about it. Mom was pretty mad about it, but she was furious when my brother said the same thing. We haven't wanted her to do this at all. I told her the money is our grandparents, and our half-sibling isn't related to our grandparents. So why would they pay for this stuff? Mom said that might be true, but we're our half-siblings' brothers, and we should be willing to use the money for a need. She said we should be going out of our way to advocate for our little sibling. I told her it shouldn't be on us, and I told her I would always side with my grandparents in this. I told her it wasn't our fault, and it wasn't okay to force this like she is. I told her I hoped she'd lose the lawsuit and she would never get the money from us or our grandparents. My mom has tried to get my grandparents to give in so she can drop the lawsuit. She and her husband have told me and my brother we should be on their side and should be helping them in court, not helping our grandparents. Her husband said if we hate them all so much, we should leave. Mom told him no, but that we should love our sibling enough to hand the money over. She said me, my brother, and grandparents were only taking Dad's death out on a child by drawing a line over money that could help improve their life so much. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. Your mother's the a-hole. Those funds are meant for you and your brother for college, not your step-siblings. She's also an a-hole for a frivolous lawsuit against her in-laws. This post literally has me fuming. I'm sorry about your dad's passing. Can you go live with your grandparents? I could probably leave and not have it cause too much trouble, but it would leave my brother behind to deal with the worst of this alone. Any way to get your brother out? It's not that likely. It would have to be dangerous for him to stay to get him out, and it's not, even if it's not a great place to be. It isn't your fault your mother and stepfather can't afford to care for their child. Why don't they have insurance? You are so close to 18 and freedom. Don't let them steal your future. Not the a-hole. They couldn't afford insurance, so we've been uninsured for like 3 or 4 years now. Not the a-hole. She doesn't want you to leave now because she is collecting your social security payments from your dad to prop up their finances. If you moved in with your grandparents, the checks would go to them instead. I'm sure she is worried that her other child might not get the medical care he needs, and that his life will become exponentially worse, but demanding money from people not related to her child and trying to pull it away from her children, who will grow up with no support from their deceased father for the rest of their lives except for financial help from his parents. Because it is easier than arranging a payment plan with a hospital or trying to get secondary Medicaid to help with the costs is just sad. She should be asking her own family and her husband's family for financial support, or put that energy into setting up and promoting a GoFundMe, which, in this situation, would probably garner donations from strangers to help a child with a devastating medical diagnosis. It's unfortunate that our medical system is so broken. People have suggested they start a GoFundMe, and a few of Mom's friends even said they donate. But she went to my grandparents and expected them to pay. She's ignoring the other options they have because she feels like it's owed, or something crazy like that. I'm glad Dad couldn't leave us anything, or she would have totally stolen it. Next story. Am I the a-hole for protesting my parents having more kids by not doing as many chores as I did before? My parents have 8 kids including me, 17 male. In order of age, it goes me, Amy, 13, B, 11, Cal, 9, Dex, 8, Eva, 7, Finn, 6, and Gwen, 2. Dex and Eva aren't my parents' biological kids. Their biological mom was my mom's best friend, and when she died, Mom and Dad adopted them like Mom's best friend wanted. It's been a couple of years since my parents adopted them. Last month, my parents told me and my siblings they were having another baby. This will be kid number 9 for them, and the bedrooms are already split between a boy's room and a girl's room. And I'm relied upon a lot for stuff, which my parents consider all my chores. I don't drive or have a car, but I walk the siblings who go to school there and back every day. I help with homework and any school projects that need to be done. Twice a week, I walk them to the free activity center for kids under 14 because my parents want them to have extracurriculars, but can't afford the paid ones and don't want them in school activities. If any of them need to go somewhere after school, that's my job to get them there. When we don't have school, I have to make lunch and dinner Monday to Friday and babysit all the kids. I have to keep the house clean, which means vacuuming, dusting, cleaning both bathrooms, taking out the trash, picking up after my siblings, and putting things back that they take out. This is an everyday thing. Most of the time, I do everyone's laundry too. Mom used to do it more, but she's been leaving that for me more and more. When Mom and Dad want to grocery shop, I either have to babysit or go along and make sure my siblings behave. My parents make me update the weekly schedule so they know what's going on. They never tell me if things change. It's all supposed to be on me to keep track of. I have to tell my parents if my siblings need something for school or if we need cleaning supplies at home. If we order takeout and they don't want to pay for delivery, they'll have me go pick it up. We get takeout a lot unless I'm off school. These are all the things my parents consider to be my chores. Not all of them are constant, but more of this stuff gets dumped on me than before. When one of my parents does something off this list, they complain that I'm stressing them out worse. Whenever Mom does laundry now, she makes it sound like I had all the kids and expected her to clean up after them. They get really angry when we're late to school and they get calls, but I have to walk everyone, and not all my siblings behave well. My parents were angry at me last year for telling my school what was going on when I was quizzed about college and other stuff. I told the guidance counselor and school counselor everything, and they called my parents. My parents told me I was ungrateful and that they provide so much more for me than other kids my age have in poor countries, so I should be thankful I get to take care of my family for them. All that stuff made me explode when Mom said she was pregnant again. I was in a total WTF state of mind because WTF? We don't have enough room for all of us as it is, but they want to add another kid and expect me to step up more and have 2 kids not going to school that I take care of. It made me feel like they keep having kids because they have me, so I stopped. They tried punishing me, but I stopped. I protested them having more kids by not doing anything. I walk to school alone, walk home from school alone, do my own homework, don't clean up or make food or do anything. My parents tried to punish me for it, and I just didn't care, so they dropped it. I talked to my guidance counselor more, and we talked about community college or trades since I won't get the grades for a scholarship and don't have the money for other college options. My parents ended up really pissed off at me because my siblings' behavior got worse when I stopped doing everything. None of them ever did chores and don't want to, and my parents don't want to fight, so they're stuck doing everything and complain so much. I enjoy it, but they said I should be ashamed for doing this. They said my new sibling will feel like crap when they realize I didn't want them, and that my siblings are the ones who will suffer most because I'm doing nothing. They said I'm supposed to look out for them as the eldest sibling. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. On the plus side, in a year you will be a legal adult and can move out. Start planning and saving money now. It's less than a year, and I think I'll have to leave as soon as my birthday comes because my parents will make things even more impossible when I turn 18. They'll remind me I should drop out to help the family more. Do not drop out. Are they crazy? They expect to give up your future and life to be their free nanny and housemaid? Run away the second you turn 18, kid. They've told me for a while that I should focus more on the family and less on school. We even argued before over me taking time away from chores for homework because I don't get the time to do mine when my siblings do theirs. Next story. Am I the a-hole for not using my legal last name because my mom changed it when she married my stepfather when I didn't want her to? My father was a POS, straight up a POS, and I don't feel sad that he's dead. Even his own family, parents, siblings, cousins, all agree he's a POS. But his family has always been the best to me, 17 male and my sister 14 female. We actually lived with Grandma and Grandpa for 2 months after our father died because our mom had some stuff to work through. I was 5 and my sister was 2. They'd babysit us after school and whenever mom needed a babysitter. 2 years after my father died, my mom married my stepfather, and they changed mine and my sister's last name to match his last name because mom took it. When mom told me about it, I told her I wanted to keep my last name. She told me it would be better if we had a family name and to not have the association with our father. I told her I liked having the same name as Grandma and Grandpa. She told me it would hurt my stepfather's feelings if we refused to take his name. I asked him, and he said he didn't understand why I'd want to keep the name of my father. He told me he'd adopt me if it would make it easier, but I said no and that it wasn't about my father. It was about Grandma and Grandpa. My stepfather shut down the conversation and told me it was happening, and as a kid, I had no say in the matter. I came home from school one day, and my mom was cheering that we all had the same name now. She told me what people called me at school, the doctor, and other places would change. It was annoying, and being so young, I thought I could make people call me what I wanted, but that only worked for first names. Eventually, I worked out a deal with teachers where I could use the OG name casually, but for assignments and PT conferences, it would be the new name. My friends kept calling me by my old last name, and my mom and stepfather tried to correct them, and the friends of my parents. It became a whole mess. When my sister went to school, she did the same thing as me, which angered my mom and stepfather so much. They said she was too young when it was changed for her to care, and it was clear she was copying me. I refused to stop. I have less than a year until I'm 18, and I still use my old last name with friends, with my grandparents, and casually at school. All my documents have the new one for now. I'm changing it back when I turn 18. My grandparents know and told me they'd help if that's what I wanted. My mom realized about 5 weeks ago that I was planning to do that, and she told my stepfather. They made a big deal out of it. They said I was disrespecting our family and being a bad influence on my sister because she was only copying me with all of this and learning to treat the man who stepped up like crap. I told mom she changed it when I didn't want her to, so I won't use the name or keep it when I don't have to. My stepfather said it was important to him and he won't ever try to be a father figure to me if I go back to my old last name. He said I'm his son and will be the person to carry on the name to the next generation, and changing it back will end his name. I told him it was never the name. They forced it, but they couldn't force me to keep it as an adult. I told him the name was never about my father, but about the family who was there to help us whenever we needed it. And I said I wanted to honor them and keep that connection alive because of the love I have for them. He told me he had done everything they had and more, and if that's really my stance, then he wasted his time and money because I'll never appreciate him like he deserves. He said he always got the feeling I resented him, and I admitted I did because of the name thing, and the way he'd get real weird because we loved our extended family and didn't want to let them go. I told him he made it all worse. He said he should have been enough and that he had a family to offer us too. Mom told me the name thing will change everything, and that I could at least be respectful enough to use my actual name while it's legally my name. She said I'm being juvenile in my stubbornness. Am I the a-hole? Your mother and stepfather are being super unreasonable. Now you get to choose legally anyway, not the a-hole. When you turn 18, it's your choice. One of my high school friend's 18th birthday gift to himself was a court filing to change his name. Not the a-hole at all. Your name is yours. My ex left, I chose to go back to my maiden name. My daughter wanted to change her name to be the same as her uncle and grandma, and me, but she was all about Gran and her uncle. I did it unofficially for a while, to be certain she was happy, and after a year I did the papers. Incidentally, I still kept her dad's name as a middle name. He's still absent, but that's all part of her identity, and it's not my place to erase that. Your mom and stepdad are really out of order changing your name. And what's stepdad's nonsense about carrying his name for posterity? He has a child. She can keep his and carry it forward. You're not even of his blood, so it's not carrying anything of his. Your mother should have never done this, and it just pushed you farther away. Change your name back to the family name, and if your stepdad and mom give you endless grief over it, just distance yourself from them too. Last story. Am I the a-hole for saying to my partner that my stepdaughter needs to make her own meals? I, 46 female, have been with my partner, 52 male, for 11 years. We have shared custody of his 2 children, 17 female and 15 male, and also share custody of one of my children, 15 male. My 17-year-old son lives with us full-time. My issue is that my partner's daughter has huge food issues. She has no diversity in her diet, won't try anything new, and we basically live off chicken and mince when she is here. She won't eat fruit and only has very basic vegetables, carrot, lettuce, and cucumber. I'm so sick of the same meals every week. I can't even eat the spaghetti bolognese anymore, and everything I cook for the family is fatty and horrible. My kids are sick of it, and so am I. I have asked my partner dozens of times over the years to get her into some food therapy program, but he has just ignored my requests. I am a busy mom with a full-time job. I don't want to make individual meals for her. She will be 18 next month, so I can't see a reason why she can't sort herself out. Am I the a-hole for saying to my partner that she needs to sort her own meals out so that we can eat normally again? You are not the a-hole, and I would not ask your partner. I would inform him that this is what is going to start happening. She can go get herself a Happy Meal with McNuggets or whatever, but the rest of you are going to start having normal meals. She can eat however she wants to, but she does not get to hold the entire family hostage to her weird dietary preferences. Keep the things she eats on hand so she will have something to eat, but she can fix it herself. My kids aged 11, 14, 17, and 19 all contribute to cooking, to a degree age-based. We agree on basic menus, but since everyone has different tastes, we have things on the side. Example, spaghetti. The meat left separate and we have different sauce options. Poke bowls, tacos, everything is self-serve. Salad meal, add veg and protein. Everyone has taste, and that's legit. Also, everyone has to help. I work full-time and am not a maid.